Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show in store for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel if you haven't already. Now, this is a pretty interesting topic that came across our desk in the past 24 hours. As you guys know, Russell Westbrook is now officially a Denver Nugget. We got the word that Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets organization were interested in the services that Russell Westbrook had to offer. So they went out there and acquired him. I don't know if he's going to be a starter coming off the bench. I think he'll probably come off the bench. I could be wrong. We have to wait and see, right? But it's a very different world that Russell Westbrook lives in now compared to the world he was living in back in 2021. In 2021, Russell Westbrook made the decision that he wanted to go play for the Los Angeles Lakers. As some of you may be aware, Russell Westbrook is a native Californian. He's from California. I believe he's from Los Angeles. So it would only make sense that he would want to play for his own team. No different than somebody who grew up in New York, play basketball, in New York, and then had an opportunity to play for their home team. Must have been a very big deal for him. And when Russell Westbrook joined the Lakers, there was a lot of fanfare, a lot of hype surrounding the team. They were even given the second best odds the best odds to come out of the Western Conference that season. But as you guys remember, that season ended up turning into an absolute disaster. And the Lakers that year didn't even qualify to make it into the play-in tournament. It was an absolute disgrace of a season. And the person that got hit the hardest in terms of reputation was none other than Russell Westbrook. He caught the brunt of the criticism, right? And that was the beginning of the end in terms of his reputation in the media, because Russell Westbrook was made out to be the scapegoat. It was him and Lakers head coach Frank Vogel. Those were the two main scapegoats. And it just became basically this campaign of people in media slandering Russell Westbrook on a daily basis. You had people like Dave McMenamin calling him a vampire in the locker room. Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless made fun of Russell Westbrook what seemed like 5 days a week, every single week, right? They were making low light reels of him. It was just insane, right? Ultimately, in the following season, at the trade deadline, he was moved to the Jazz, who I think traded him to the Los Angeles Clippers, and he became a Clipper. But in the midst of that, Russell Westbrook's reputation took a hit. And one of the people that is upset with the way things panned out for Russell Westbrook is NBA legend, top 75 player, Oscar Robertson. This morning, I was doing some research and I came across an article from fadeawayworld.net, and it had the following headline. It says, Oscar Robertson defends Russell Westbrook from unfair treatment in the NBA. So this is the comments that we want to focus on today. But before we even get into what Oscar Robertson had to say in defense of Russell Westbrook, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, GameTime. GameTime is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. For example, I am super excited about the upcoming MLB games. With GameTime tickets, I can easily pick the best tickets for me. I love that I can choose between different deals. I have the option to select the cheaper deal, the best option deal, or my favorite, the flash deal. The flash deal gives me the option to find discounts that I can only find on GameTime. Once I select the ticket I want, I can view my seat. And it's not just restricted to baseball. I can also look for the best ticket deals for other sports like football, the NBA, concerts, comedy, or other theater shows. Included in my purchase, I also have a 24-hour return guarantee, a lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection. So take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with GameTime. Download the GameTime app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So let me get into what this article had to say here. It says, NBA legend Oscar Robertson is tired of the disrespect toward Russell Westbrook. Speaking in a chat with Clippers beat writer Joey Lynn, Robertson explained how the treatment towards Westbrook has gone over the line. For some strange reason, I don't understand why they keep blaming everything that happens on him, said Robinson. When he plays, he is dynamic. He gives the team a spark. And then all of a sudden, they don't care for him. They don't want him. Oscar Robinson was the original triple-double king before Russell Westbrook came along and broke his record. The NBA Hall of Fame played 14 seasons in the NBA and was a 12-time All-Star, one-time MVP, one-time NBA champion. Since he retired in 1974, Oscar Robinson has been a major supporter of the NBA and has been one of Russell Westbrook's biggest fans. Westbrook, who was drafted 4th overall in 2008, is widely regarded as one of the top point guards of his generation. The 9-time All-Star is the only player besides Robinson to average a triple-double for a season, and he's the only one to have done it at least 4 times in separate seasons. And then the article goes on to say a few other things there. First of all, what is commendable is that usually when you have people that come and surpass your records and all of that, there's usually some element of jealousy. But to see that Oscar Robinson, who did something at the time that no one thought could ever be repeated, let alone done on multiple occasions, in Russell Westbrook averaging a triple-double, to see him give the level of support to Russell Westbrook, I think that's commendable. I think that says a lot about his character as a person, right? That it does. I mean, it really, really does, because most people wouldn't want to see them. Most people wouldn't want to do that. I want to get back into this Russell Westbrook thing for a moment. Because during his time with the Lakers, the way that people were slandering him and talking about him, you would have thought that Russell Westbrook was just some scrub, fluke NBA player. You would have thought that he was just some dude. Let me go over Russell Westbrook's resume before he joined the Lakers. He was already a regular season MVP in 2017. He was a 9-time All-Star, 2-time All-Star Game MVP, 2-time All-First Team NBA player, 5-time Second Team NBA player, 2-time Third Team NBA player. So he was a 9-time All-NBA player. He was on the NBA All-Rookie team. He led the league in scoring 2 times. He led the league in assists 3 times. And he was a part of the 75th anniversary team. Now, I want to get into Russell Westbrook's stats before he joined the Lakers, right? When everybody was up there twerking it up all over the place, talking about how great the Lakers would be. People were running through the hallway, screaming and hollering, slapping each other with honey, just basically acting a damn fool. I want to read you the numbers that these people were going off of when they were just basically losing their damn minds. The year prior to Russell Westbrook joining the Lakers, he played 65 games for the Washington Wizards. That season, Russell Westbrook averaged 22.2 points per game, with 11.5 rebounds and 11.7 assists per game. That year, he averaged a triple-double. Are you also aware that the year before he joined the Lakers, he was an All-NBA player? He made the All-NBA second team. All right? So the Lakers were adding an All-NBA player that was on the heels of averaging a triple-double. And that's the reason why the LeBron Jameses of the world, the Anthony Davises of the world, that's the reason why some of these guys felt that adding him would bolster their team to the point where they could be favorites at the very least in the Western Conference. That was the whole idea behind it. But obviously, the major reason this thing didn't work out was because the skill set of LeBron James and the skill set of Russell Westbrook did not mesh. The games were too similar, but Russell Westbrook's percentages were much lower. Russell Westbrook, the year before joining the Lakers, he shot 44% from the field. Right? 44%. He shot 31.5% from the three-point line. And he shot 65.6% from the free throw line. So when you look at those data points, you would begin to ask the question, well, wait a minute. This is not going to work given the fact that LeBron doesn't play in a system. And for him to be really effective, he needs to be on the ball for the majority of the time. And if you have a guy on the floor that cannot space the floor, you're going to have problems. And that's essentially what occurred. That's why the few of us were out here saying, this ain't going to work. This is not going to work. But nevertheless, they thought it was going to work. They thought it was going to work. And ultimately, the team underperformed. You had a team at the time with, 4 top 75 players and 6 Hall of Famers. 6! And they couldn't even make the playoffs. They didn't even make the play-in. One could make an argument that was the biggest disappointment in the history of basketball. Because we cannot point to any other team with 4 Hall of Famers that never even made it into the playoffs. There is no team in NBA history. Not Barkley, Pippen, Hakeem, they made it into the playoffs. Not Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, they made it to the playoffs multiple times. Not Kobe, Shaq, Karl Malone, Gary Payton, they made it into the playoffs. Even Pau Gasol, Steve Nash, Kobe Bryant, Dwight Howard, they made it into the playoffs. That was the only team in the history of basketball that had at least 4 Hall of Fame players on the roster and didn't even make the playoffs. You had 6: Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, Anthony Davis. Was Dwight Howard on that team? I think Dwight Howard may have been on that team. Okay, 4, maybe 4 or 5. It was a disaster. Now, some people going to say, oh, well, Carmelo Anthony was old. Carmelo Anthony was as old as Dennis Rodman in 1998 when he helped the Chicago Bulls win his 3rd championship. I never hear you guys talk about age then. Dennis Rodman was 37, 38 years old. So but Jordan was playing with old heads too. So I guess that must mean we need to give Jordan 2 championships for that 6th. Of course they're not going to do that. Of course they're not going to do that. Right? They had 4 Hall of Famers. At the very least, they had 3 top 75 players, and they couldn't find a way to even make it into the play-in. It was that level of an embarrassment. But the sad part about it is, when we look back on those days, there are 2 people we think of in terms of culprits. We think of Frank Vogel, who got fired, and we think of Russell Westbrook. And that is the unfairness that Oscar Robertson is speaking towards. That's the first thing. A second thing worth pointing out. The way Russell Westbrook was demonized by the Lakers, and with the lack of support he got from his teammates publicly, like LeBron James and all of that, LeBron had more energy to call out Kyrie Irving, which was something that was totally unrelated to him, than actually standing up and defending his teammate, who he vouched to get there. That's LeBron James for you. That is LeBron James in a nutshell for you. That's why so many people have no respect for him in terms of NBA fans. He didn't even defend Russell Westbrook. But Kyrie Irving, who was on the other coast on another team, he saw fit to poke his nose in that one. Even when they asked him, he could have said, man, listen, I have no comments. That's something that Kyrie. No. He went into this long monologue about what he was doing was dangerous and all. That's y'all man. That's y'all dude. That's y'all king right there. So to me, look, it is unfair what Russell Westbrook experienced, but look, it's par for the course, right? It's par for the course. And now, I'm to be quite honest with you, I'm shocked that the Denver Nuggets decided to bring him in, because if you listen to the things that were being said about him in the media, you would have thought that everybody would want to stay away from Russell Westbrook with a 100-yard pole. So I agree with what Oscar Robertson said, and the 3 reasons Russell Westbrook went through what he went through. Number 1 was his play. He didn't play well with the Lakers, although if you go back and look at his statistics, his first season with the Lakers, he actually shot better from the. He actually shot a higher overall field goal shooting percentage, averaging 18.5 points per game on 44% shooting from the field, 30% shooting from the 3-point line, and 66.7% shooting from the free throw line, getting you 7.4 rebounds, 7.1 assists. But the major issue with Westbrook was his turnovers. That year, he was averaging 3.8 turnovers a game, which was a lot. But it was his turnovers and his inability to hit open shots consistently. Right? That was the one that really, really hurt him. So you had his play, you had his attitude towards the media in terms of his, not dismissiveness, but his defensiveness with the media, him pushing back, not letting guys kind of paint a narrative for him. You had that as well. And of course, you had that as well. And then, of course, the way he was portrayed in the media. Now, here's what's interesting, and here's a data point that I just discovered. The year Russell Westbrook joined the Lakers that he was being flogged publicly, that season Russell Westbrook averaged 3.8 turnovers a game, right? In every single game, they were making low light reels of Russell Westbrook's turnovers. Do you know who averaged 3.7 turnovers a game? LeBron James. LeBron James and Russell Westbrook virtually averaged the same amount of turnovers per game. LeBron was at 3.7, Russell Westbrook was at 3.9, 3.8. Did that make any news? No. The following season, he averaged 3.5. Last season, he averaged 3.5. Where all of the highlight reels and all of that? Do you know there's some season where LeBron was averaging 4 turnovers a game? 4. In 2017, 2018, he was averaging 4. In 2016, 2017, he was averaging 4. That's roughly a turnover per quarter. We never saw these turnover machine highlights and all of that. And if you look at what was said about Russell Westbrook with his time with the Lakers, you will see that they were making it about Russell Westbrook turnovers and all of that. But clearly LeBron played a role. Did you see anybody talking about that? No, you didn't. And again, LeBron fans, if you're wondering why so many people don't respect you guys as a fan base, so many people don't respect the people that support LeBron James in the media, is because of reasons like this. They know you guys are not going to call it fair and straight down the middle. The entire low light reels was with Russell Westbrook's turnovers every single day on Undisputed with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp, but they seldom, if ever, showed any LeBron James turnovers. That's the media for you. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think. Oh, and by the way, I'll be a hater. I'll be the black Skip Bayless for pointing this out. So if I'm the black Skip Bayless for pointing this out, who are all of these other jigaboos in media that have not mentioned this stat yet? What we call them? LeBron fans, give me a name for them. Give me a name for them in the comments section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.